Okay, we are on live broadcast right now. We came back because we just want to celebrate the victory of Governor Obaseki with all our fellow Edo citizens worldwide.
Yes.
We have worked so hard for this victory, and it is time for us to celebrate.
Let me make a toast.
Okay,
So
just
we're gonna cheers to democracy. We're gonna cheers to a fair, free election, safe election. We're gonna cheers to the youth of Edo State because without them, I'm not sure if this could have happened, right? We're gonna cheers to us as well for being the leaders in the diaspora that we all definitely needed and every country needs, no matter where they are in the world. So cheers to victory.
cheers,
Cheers to
cheers.
Pastor Zayam, because people saw him as being too desperate. That
Yes,
he was. We were now seeing a picture of a leader that we cannot trust, a leader that would do anything out of desperation to get power. So those were the things that people were seeing, and those were the things that was pushing people away from them. Because for me, I don't see any reason why a pastor should go and take a chieftaincy title when we saw they
of
were.
Imam.
Come
Imam.
on,
It
come
was.
on. They were complete.
It was really hilarious, honestly, crazy.
And knowing how the Muslim faith works, do you think as we're here now, do you think any Muslim will subject themselves
never.
to go to a church, no matter what they call it, to go to a church and be made a deacon? Do you
No.
think they will accept it?
Mm-mm.
Of course no. No Muslim will even go into a church anyway.
You
It is
know, you know
two
what?
separate ones.
You know what? I don't want to cut you short.
I
To her, I will allow you to talk. Yeah. You know what
that
happened?
alone even changed a lot of Christians. A lot of Christians now started questioning his faith.
Yes. Yes, exactly. You know what? Yesterday, Austin was with me on this show. He said a few years ago they bestowed him, the Oba of Benin bestowed him with a chieftaincy title because the dad was a chief in Benin Kingdom. But he refused it, saying that he's
Wow.
a pastor. But because of the desperation of power, the quest to governance in Edo State, he accepted the title of an imam or whatever
Can you
Muslim
imagine,
that
Imam?
that contradicts his religious
Like
background.
and that's why I say when people show you who you are, believe them. It goes back to what I'm saying because for me, I like
He
I don't want to.
refused the chieftaincy
It's
title, very prestigious
to
title
me
in Benin Kingdom.
it's like you refuse a title that comes from your tradition,
Mm,
your kingdom that you're
mm,
affiliated with, your tradition. Yeah, you want to go to, first of all, as a
good.
pastor, as a man of God under the the Christian ministry. The Bible for as many of those who believe in Christianity and the Christian religion, it's very specific in terms of what God wants, just even the followers to believe, where God wants you to enter. God, you're not even, as a Christian, you're not even supposed to enter certain places that are not in line with God. Talk
Yes.
about if you're not a pastor, then we now see this type of thing. 4 plus 4 is not 11, it is 8. Like I always say, you cannot put two and two together and then hit it with us and expect us to understand the equation. It doesn't work like that. We know you're two opposites. So if we know that you can be an opposite to your own religion, we know you can be an opposite to someone that you serve to the point where you're even ordained as a pastor. What will now make you think that Edo people in Edo states will now allow you to be their governor when you're not even 100% in line with what you believe? I have to say it. It's a truth. Because I'm sorry, I know pastors who, there's certain places their feet cannot enter unless they want to deliver the people from a certain lifestyle or mentality. When people show you who you are, believe them. Obaseki has shown us who he is. He has shown us that he is simply a decent man. He's a
Yes.
decent man. Look at me of all people. I don't have any reason. You like everyone who knows me knows that when it comes to politics, I don't just do follow in terms of politics. I have my own views as someone who politics myself. I have no reason to follow Obaseki and say I'm going to support Obaseki in the length that I did this election, but I did it because, I've never in the history of Edo State politics have come across an Edo politician, an Edo man who is so on point with his opinions, who can justify his opinions and justify them in a very good way. Who can, if you guys watch the debate, who can give some constructive criticism, not no attack. There's a difference between being a professional man in line. You don't question his
So
ways.
you watched the debate, Itohan?
I watched the debate.
Good of you. That's
You don't question a man like that. But the people who you do question, the people who are like half and half. And I'm sorry to say, for many as Ize Yamu fans that are out there, that is what he may not even be like that. I don't judge a person by what they do, but at the same time, I believe them. I don't judge, but I believe them. And he has shown us how he can put half and half leg here and there, even when it comes to his own religion and what he believes. How can you get a chieftaincy title, or it's not a chieftaincy title of imam? Do you know what imam is in the Muslim culture? An imam? How can a pastor be called an imam? Since when did we do cross-contamination? It doesn't make sense. We love, don't get it twisted. I love the fact that every religion can unify, right? But it's just it can unite. It's just very contradicting,
Contradicting. That's what I said. Exactly.
Imagine you're attending pastor's church now. You now find out that he's going to the imam. You'll be confused. He's also an imam. You'll be confused. What do you believe in? How can you reject? And then let me go there again to tell you guys how I feel about this. As a leader, any leader who has sense should be honored if the palace calls you to come and receive a chieftaincy title. You want to represent Edo State, yet you cannot even take up a title in one of the most influential kingdoms.
Yes,
in Edo State. In the world. And me, I always joke around and I say this, even in one of our last interviews, I said it. I say, how I wish they allowed chieftaincy titles for women in Edo State. How I wish they allowed the women to be in these powers. We'll run for those things because it's an honor. And as a leader, you should even feel honored. It's a milestone. But then it goes to show you that proper calculations were not being taken. It was out of impulse. It was out of pressure.
Out of impulse, yes.
Because if it's not, you will think every single thing that you do, that's what Obaseki did. Obaseki, every single step that he did, every meeting that he attended, he made sure that he knew what he was going into. Don't you guys remember the last meeting that we rounded up with Governor Obaseki on Zoom? He was on his way to, I think, was he on his way back to Benin? I'm not sure, or somewhere else. Remember, he was on the road. He was on the road. It was dark in the nighttime. The network was bad. He still took it upon himself as someone who has sense to come online and say, hello, everybody. I'm listening to you guys. I'm going to try my best to respond to you guys as the network permits me. I'm just on road right now. He even showed us. So you have people who, before they do anything, they think thoroughly about it. They act wisely. They speak wisely. How then for me, Sha, I don't know why APC government was even convinced. I don't even know why they were convinced that they had a chance in this governorship against someone like Governor Obaseki. I don't know if it was just because they couldn't back out at the time, but anyone with sense will know that Edo State needs someone strong. Our kingdom was strong. When you talk about the Benin Kingdom, Edo State, nobody, I repeat, nobody could talk to the Oba. The Oba was the person in Nigeria. When I talk about Edo State, I'm so proud. Everybody who knows me, even my friends that are not Nigerian, they know me. I'm proud of my heritage. The Oba of Benin was the most powerful in Nigeria. He was known to gather how many soldiers?
Not in Nigeria, in West Africa then.
In West Africa
then, yes.
He was known to gather.
I can proudly reference that. I can proudly say that.
We came from a solidified kingdom. When the Oba speaks, states listen. People say, I don't know, be Lagos. What was Lagos? Is it not Echo? Is it not a Benin word? Lagos was the Edos, was for the Benis, was for the Oba of Benin. So when you talk about what Benin, Edo needs specifically, we don't need any half and half. We need someone with confidence. We need someone who can know where they're coming from, know the history, and embrace it. So for anyone to reject a chieftaincy title from our kingdom is foolish. It is foolish. Seriously, it is foolish, and it goes to show that they're not as, maybe they do, obviously coming from a family, they may have former chiefs in their family, but it goes to show you that you're not exactly what we need. We need someone who is proud of our heritage, incredibly proud that
But
any chieftaincy title they give,
yes,
they will take it. We need someone who is you know looking out for every single person, the market woman, the youth, every single thing. And that is why Obaseki has won this election. Kudos to Governor Obaseki. It is not by money, it is not by bribes, it is not by influence of one government. It is not by that. It is by your character. As a man thinketh, so he is, and he has shown us who he is. And we, the people who have character in ourselves, we know the difference between what is good for us and what is bad for us. And that is why, if nobody else in Edo State could choose Obaseki, that is why us in the diaspora, we chose Obaseki. That is why our family members and our people who know we know when to go and vote chose Obaseki. It 4 plus 4 is 8, meaning
oh, wow.
common sense is not that common, but we need to start educating our people to have that common sense. You have to look at how people are. You have to look at their practices. You have to look at what they do, the decisions they make. If he can't even make a simple logic decision, I'm not here to judge his decision if he didn't want to take the title or not, but
Mm,
if you can't even make a decision that even favors you, how can
mm.
you make a decision that will
This
favor
one.
the people of Edo State?
Yes,
How?
as a whole, yes, it states.
No, but
How?
you see, the thing is, our leaders have, for a very long time, um, the people have never held our leaders accountable for decisions that they make, for utterances that they make, for their actions and all whatnot. So
Hmm.
they're so used to being that mini government.
Yes, they are not being questioned.
Yes, they
Yes.
do whatever, and the people don't even hold them accountable.
Accountable,
Mm.
yes.
And like what Sergeant Osage said in one of his videos, people were not ready for the kind of leadership style of Governor Obaseki.
Oh yeah.
Governor Obaseki came,
No, the politicians, not the masses.
yes, the
The
politicians
politicians, few of them, because there are many politicians that are supporting Governor Obaseki right now.
were
Yeah.
were not ready for his style of leadership
Mm,
where government work is serious business. When
Yes.
exactly.
work, you have to get the job done. This is not business as usual. Politicians that have nothing to contribute to the governance of the state
Mm.
just think that they have a stake and some portion of monies must be, put into their accounts every month. So when he came and he was not ready to play that ball with them, they didn't find it funny. They didn't like his style of leadership
Yes, exactly.
where government house is no longer a
Mm,
playing ground for them, where
mm.
government house is no longer a place where every weekend,
Come and
they come
party.
all the higher institutions
Mm,
around the country to get women and come have fun. So
mm.
when Governor Seki came and some of these things were no longer taking place, they didn't understand. They didn't understand him at all. So he became a threat to them that, oh my God, we're losing grip of everything. And like a lot of them have said, that in the next 4 years they're not going to be in Edo State. We pray so that in the next 4 years they're not in Edo State. So peace can reign in Edo State. So proper
Yes.
jobs can be done in Edo State. Because we don't need people who do not want the interest of the people to thrive in the state. Edo State people deserve better than what they're getting. And this,
Yeah.
when you look at the population of Edo people in the diaspora, I think we Edos are the largest in the country in the
Yes.
diaspora. But when
Yeah.
you go to Edo State and when you see what is on ground in Edo State, it does not match the numbers.
At all.
It
At
does not
all.
match the numbers of diasporans in Edo State. Because one would think that when you come into Edo State will be like a mini London. Edo State will be like a mini New York. Edo State
Exactly.
will be like a mini
With
Toronto.
our remittances. Yeah.
But unfortunately, you come to Edo State, it's still the same thing. So when the governor came and Tubbs no longer had a feast in the state, what do we expect? Were we expecting them to clap for him? Of course, we knew that they were going to fight him. But what he did get right was to make sure he was doing the right thing, and making sure that he was working for the people.
Hmm.
That is what saved the day for him, because he was really working for the people, and because the people were seeing it. Teachers were being paid on time, pensioners were getting their money on time. Teachers, civil servants were being trained properly. Um, even their environment where they work, he was creating a very conducive environment for them to to work. Okay, just look at the PDP situation room today. What does that show you?
Hmm.
When I saw that situation, the PDP situation room today, I was proud to say, yes, that's my leader that knows exactly what he's doing. Yes,
Yeah.
he seems to be far ahead of the people that he's going to be governing. But that is where we in the diaspora will always come to support him, to make sure that we are keeping him in check. And before I go further, I want to quickly commend all the groups across the globe, from the US to Canada to UK to Switzerland to Spain, all the those across the board, across the globe, that were supporting Governor Obaseki, created different groups, different forums to support this agenda, support his re-election. I just want to commend everyone, and to also appeal to everyone that please do not close those groups that we have in place.
Yeah.
We
Mm-hmm.
will need those groups to keep
Yes.
pushing things, because
Yes.
now those groups, we have now succeeded to actually form a pressure group on
The
the government.
politics, the politics of our states.
A power group.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are now a power group that is
Mm,
going to be pushing and
mm,
watching closely and
mm.
making sure that we are holding these leaders
Can
accountable
they?
for everything they do. And if
Yes.
when the time comes and they do need support, we also want to let the leadership know that we are here to offer that support at any time, at any level. We are here. We started this fight with him. We will continue this fight with him.
Yes. Yes.
Make sure that our people understand at every given point in time what he's doing, why he's doing it, and I think Edo is on the right track.
And
Yes.
everyone needs to remember that we are the leaders and we are the people. We are the change that we have been waiting for. So, adding on to what she was saying about not closing the groups, don't close the groups. Keep these groups
Yes.
coming.
Let's keep it.
Support each other. Let's talk about as adult people. Okay, we've addressed the governor. Let's address ourselves now. What are we doing as Edolites in the diaspora, Edo people in Edo states, to contribute to our states? With these groups, we can empower each other to maybe collaborate on
Yes.
major projects.
Mm.
If we have a whole group with people from all over the world in Africa, or whether it's not in Nigeria, Africa, in Asia, in Europe, in Canada, in the United States, if we have these groups, let's talk about the power of these groups. Say someone was to come up, some trusted source in the group were to come up with an initiative. Let's do a road, or create an initiative. If it's, I don't care if it's $5 everybody is donating. That $5, by the time it piles up, we are the
Yes.
change we've been waiting for. We don't have
Mm.
to wait for the money for government to share money. We don't have to, because sincerely, we understand the politics of Nigeria and how sometimes it gets in the wrong hand or whatever it may be. We are the people, and that's the role that I think us in the diaspora we need to play. We need to continue to play. We, as much as we've elected a governor, we also are governors of the diaspora. We are governors of the diaspora, meaning we are the people who we govern each other, we embrace each other, we influence each other, and it shouldn't stop at the election. I've never seen Edo people so united before. I mean, don't get me wrong, Edo people are
Honestly.
very united, but I've never seen them so united for a political cause. Like, this
Mm.
election made me realize, oh my goodness, I know so many people who love politics. Like, they may not be elected into office, they may not be have any titles behind them, but these are the people who are moving Edo State forward. Like, these are the real behind the scenes politicians. It takes an army. So I encourage us all, for those that are watching, and as for those who are going to see this video later on when it's shared, to come together. If you weren't really involved in the election and you weren't involved in advocating, and maybe your eye has now opened to what is real after this conversation, your eye has now opened to what is real after this election and democracy prevailing, it's fine. It's never too late to change your ways. Come and join us, ask questions, find somebody, email Nebo team, email anyone, contact anybody, find your contact and get connected. Because as you can see, this election is
Austin.
our testimony. It is our testimony
Okay,
for
hold on.
change that happens together. Unity.
Yeah, unity for all. According to what Sister Soken just said, we should not close those group pages
Yeah.
because in the next 2 years or 3 years time, another government is going to be also contesting, right?
Oh yeah.
They started the campaign like 8 months before the election, so we're going to have the opportunity to choose the government or the candidate that we believe that is fit to govern our states. Okay, just like what we just did right now. Just like what we just did, that we made history by choosing the candidate of our choice. So the same thing is going to play out in the next 2.5 years or 3 years. Another candidate is going to emerge in Edo State, and it will give us the opportunity. The doors is open for us right now, so that we can choose the candidate of our choice, and we can impact our people back home. You see, we just made history right now. I don't want to be repeating it. The same thing we can also do in the next 2-3 years, okay, by supporting a candidate that we believe that can govern our state and at least bring democracy, respect democracy in the state. So we have to end this show now. Sister Soken, do you have anything to add to this show?
Before we leave, Sister Nekbe, I want to quickly put it out there too that henceforth, I just want to put this out that for anyone who thinks that they want to come into politics, they're having the thoughts, they're having the notion, they're planning that they're going to be contest for Edo State governor or any kind of leadership position in Edo State. We just want to quickly put this out there that we're watching everyone. We are watching everyone henceforth. The role that you are playing, who you are associating with, all these things. Because now we no longer want leaders that are just mediocre. We don't want leaders, we don't want anything less than what we have now. Because the ball that Governor Obaseki have just set. I don't know how anyone, before you now decide to say you want to come here, you should be ready to beat what we have now. So anyone that wants to come into any kind of leadership position, please go get your maths done properly. Please go make sure that you're keeping yourself. It's no longer business as usual. That's one thing I really want to put out. It's no longer business as usual. Every person around the world is now politically inclined. Every person in around the world is now politically inclined. Everything I was hearing throughout this campaign period was, I've never been involved in politics. This is the first time that I'm getting involved in politics. This is the first time that I'm really paying attention to what is happening back home, politics happening back home. So anyone that thinks that, oh, it's business as usual, this is a sounding warning to anyone. It is no longer business as usual. God has come now to open our eyes. He has set his standard, and we don't want to fall below that standard.
We are watching, yes. According to what we are watching.
Into Edo politics, you must make sure you have something that you are bringing to the plate. No more because you know this person, because this person is your godfather, because one thing, you're going to come. It is no longer business as usual. Every Edo person is paying attention to what happens back home, who their leaders are, what are the qualities that they expect from their leaders.
Exactly.
So, these are some of the things that gave Governor Obaseki the
edge. Yeah, the edge. Yes.
The diaspora for the quality of leadership that they see in the diaspora, and that's part of what really drew them to him. So
gone are those days
Gone are
whereby
those days.
whereby they can offer peanut money to voters, and they will win their conscience and win the election, rig the election. You see, they just saw what happened in Edo State right now. So we are watching, all of us in diaspora, we are watching. You have to work hard. You have to prove to us that yes, you are capable, you are fit to govern our state. We have the voice, we have the power, we have the influence. Okay, if we call our family members today in Nigeria and say, do not vote for this candidate, that candidate will never win in Edo State.
I think
This is a lesson to all
I
of them.
think they underestimated the power,
But
because they were trying to downplay
mm, the
the
power.
effect that we can have on the people. And
Mm.
I kept laughing, because I was telling them this is going to be their downfall, because
Austin, please hold on. I just want to wrap up here.
And
so
I just okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
And I just wanted to add as my final words that,
Mm.
my Edo people, the blessed people of Edo State, the blessed people of the Benin Kingdom, remember that power is always for the people, and it is to the people, and we are the people, so we are the power. Don't ever underestimate your power. The moment you underestimate the power, you lose it. It's not just a word of mouth. Our ancestors are our witnesses. Our ancestors helped us in this election, I believe. They also know the importance of our land and the importance of our people. And I just pray that as we continue to move forward in our day-to-day lives, even after this election, that we come together and we never cease to collaborate. We never cease to understand where we came from, because I believe that for you to know where you're going to, you have to have an idea of where you came from. So I'm just going to round it off by saying power to the people. Congratulations, my people. Governor Obaseki all the way. 4+4 of Bane.
Ogbane, Ogbane. Thank you, Itohan. Thank you. Sister okay. Thank you so much. It was very interesting, honestly.
People
I
continue to stand tall, continue to stand for something. Um, we in the diaspora, we're so proud of every Edo person, from the people that came out to vote despite all the scare,
that
despite
fought for democracy yesterday. That fought for democracy yesterday,
true
Sister okay.
democracy. For true democracy, we shouldn't forget to use that word, true. Because we had somebody who came out, Ahmed Tinubu came out, I was talking about democracy. And I laughed. I said, even me, I've always been fighting for democracy from a very young age myself. So I don't know why anybody thinks because they are old that they own leadership, they have the ownership to democracy.
Democracy in
No, I
Nigeria.
always fought for democracy. Nigerian Every Nigerian has always been fighting for democracy. I can remember from the time of Babangida must go and all that. People have been fighting for democracy. So what are we talking about? When some certain person just want to, have total ownership of democracy. So
Democracy,
my
yeah.
Edo people, well done. I salute you all. I commend your effort for protecting your vote. You went out and vote, and not only voting, you protected your vote. So I
Yes.
celebrate you, and I say, in that same spirit, we should please,
Continue.
it has proven to us that even though people have always said, I don't believe in that Umagbane do, but we have proven to the world and to ourselves that Umawaseti Gbani Maniwie do and
Ogbane.
we can always have results. This
Yeah.
Governor Baseki is not by coincidence that he came.
Yeah.
He was something, because I can tell you the amount of unity within the
Ten.
that
Yes.
now I have never seen anything like that. I live in Canada, but I have been in groups where people from Australia, people from Spain, people from the United States, people from Tanzania, people from all over the world, Governor Baseki have been able to unite us together. This is amazing. He is not just a governor, but he is God sent to Edo nation, because the unity within Edo people now Please.
Yes, yes. It's unbreakable. It's unbreakable. We can never break apart. Never, never,
Through,
never.
through this Governor Obaseki's project, I have been able to connect with my brothers far in Switzerland. Nothing would have connected me. Nothing
Yeah.
Exactly.
connected me with somebody
Yes.
in
Look at
Morocco.
the groups. Look at the groups right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing would have connected me with Brother Lampton. Nothing would have connected. So these are people living all the way in the UK, Switzerland, Spain, Belgium. Just name it across the globe. But Governor Obaseki have been
But
able to unite
unite
all
us. Yes. For
together.
one.
This is
Ah,
amazing. It has never happened before. Your Excellency, sir, you are not just the governor to the Edo race, but you are somebody that God has sent
ascent.
to
Mm-hmm.
unite the
Unite
Edo.
us. Yes.
If not
Yes.
for anything, that alone, I salute
Yes.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Sister. Okay, awesome. Itohan, God bless you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you for your wisdom, young lady like you. You are very powerful in your age and you are very wise. You know, I keep saying that to you. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
keep telling you, you are very wise. And God will continue to bless you for us, okay?
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, sisters. Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys.
So much, and I must commend you too for you've done a very selfless work.
Ah,
I know the amount of times you wake up, we talk, you're tired. I even say, can you go try to rest? You say this is a project, we can't rest until.
yes.
So I really salute you, my dear sister. Thank you so much. The good Lord will continue to guide you, protect you,
Amen.
grant wisdom and replenish you, because this is very tiring. I know what I'm talking about. And I hope that you'll be able to, take time off and take a couple of days off and try
Yeah.
to rest.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I've not been sleeping, honestly. I don't want to complain, but I'm happy that victory for us today. Okay, no matter how many sleepless nights, as far as we have the victory in
Yeah.
our hands, so I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Thank you all, and God bless you, guys.
Thank you so
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
much.